I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play No Thanks by Amigo. It's ages 8 and up, 3 to 7 players, and takes 15 minutes to play. Let me show you how it works. The goal of No Thanks is to get the least points at the end of the game, which points are the value of whatever the numbers are on the cards that you have collected, unless you have cards that are in consecutive order, and then you only count the value of the lower number. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. The cards are numbered from 3 to 35 in this deck. However, you shuffle them up at the beginning and take out 9 cards without looking at them, and you're playing with the rest. So you cannot count on a specific card you're looking for being in this deck. You give different counters to players depending on how many people you're playing with. In a game with 3 to 5 players, you each get 11 counters. 6 players, they each get 9, and 7 players, you each get 7. These are very important for the game. I've put them on napkins so you can see them against my dark table. They recommend during the game holding them in your hand so people can't see them because they might play differently if they can see how many you have left as you play. The oldest player will go first, and they will flip over the top card on the stack, and they can choose either to take it, or they can play a counter on it and say, no thanks. And then it is the next person's turn. It is your turn until you have played a counter. So this is pretty high, so they would probably say no thanks as well. No thanks, no thanks, and it goes around until somebody gives up and says, fine, fine, I'll take it, and then they get all of the counters on it and place this card beside their stack, face up so everybody can see it. And then it is still their turn because they have not placed a counter, so the next card would get flipped up, and they can choose to take it or place a counter on it. That's a very low card. These all say cute things on them. The low ones have nice, encouraging things, and this number 24 says, I make a full day, I'm bad 24/7. So fun, cute things, you should read the cards. So they're going to say, you know what, 4 is not so bad, I'm going to take that too. Flip over the next card, and then, okay, maybe not a 19. They put a counter out, and then play progresses to the next person, and they say no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, and put counters on until somebody decides to take the cards. The counters are quite important because those are negative points at the end of the game. You add up the value of any of the cards you have out here, but you get to subtract however many counters you have. So what happens if you run out of counters? Here it is still this person's turn. They flip over this. Oh, that's nice. Play it here. They're going to take that. Or if they wanted to kind of risk it, they could say no thanks and send it around, see if it'll go around once, and then they'd get some counters and get to take it, which is pretty fun. And then if they flip over this next one and decide to say no thanks, if somebody has run out of counters over the course of play, if you don't have a counter, you have to take the card. So they would get to take the card and the counter on it. So they would do this, and then it is still their turn. The next card gets flipped over, and they can choose now to either play the counter on it, so it'll go around, and this player will probably take it because they know that it's out of that they're out, or they can just take it at that point. So they would go around, go to this player, they'll take it. It's still their turn. They get this, and they're going to put a counter on it, and then this person's going to have to take it again because, once again, they don't have a counter. And then this one comes out, and they can place it again. So even if you run out of counters, it's very tricky if you do, so you have to be careful about that. Here's what the end of a game would look like. As you can see, we've got a lot of stacked cards out here. This is how you play them when they're stacked, so everybody can see who has what. It is this player's turn because they just collected the 12, and they're going to say, nope, I don't need that. Same with this person, and this person says no thanks, and this person is just going to go ahead and take it and hope for a miracle with the last card, which they got. So they're going to just take it stack it with these, and it is the end of the game and time to score. This is how you tally up your points. For the stacks, you can just slide them up, and this is 12 plus 17 minus the 7 counters here equals 22 points, and so they were the victors. This player had 21 plus 23 plus 33 minus 21 for 56 points, which was in last place. But if they had gotten the missing card here, the 22 they were counting on, they would have been right in there for first place. The 9 cards that are taken out at the beginning can make a big difference in who wins and loses the game. So that's how to play No Thanks. Ironically, this is my favorite game to play at Thanksgiving. The more the merrier. Grandma can play and your little cousin, so check it out. Thanks and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.